Hey everyone, Gunyan here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Far Cry 6 and the DLCs for the game. I was bored, there's nothing to play lately, so I decided to go back to Far Cry 6 because they saw that the DLCs are on sale actually. It's 50% off right now, so if you like the video and you find it interesting, you can try it out. It's cheap. I started with the first DLC, the Voss DLC. If you played any of the other Far Cry games, these DLCs are just amazing for you. The Voss one starts with him just talking to Citra, his sister from Far Cry 3, and Jason, and you basically have to escape his mind. That's the whole deal with all of these DLCs. You have to escape the main villain's mind. There's one with Voss, one with Pagan Min, and one with the father from Far Cry 5. So there's one for each main villain from a Far Cry game before. And listen, if you like the stories of Far Cry, these DLCs are amazing for you. I love how they expand the story of each and every one of the villains from each and every one of the games. And also because the villain stories are expanded, it also kinda expands the story of the game itself. So you can feel more why the characters do what they do, what's the connection between the characters. For example, the Pagan Min DLC, it explains a lot about his family and how he sees Ajay, the main guy from Far Cry 4, which basically gives you the whole new perspective of the relationship between the two. Like, you played as Ajay, you just saw Pagan Min as the villain. Yeah, he never really wanted to fight you, he was just messing around and having fun, but you got that in the game. Here, it even explains that, like why he didn't want to fight Ajay, why does he see him as his son, what was the relationship between Pagan Min and Ajay's mom. All of these things are explained in the DLC. Everything you can think of when it comes to any one of these villains is gonna be explained in the DLC. And I also want to mention how they connected Far Cry New Dawn to Far Cry 5, because if you played those games, Far Cry 5 ends with, spoilers, a nuclear war, and then Far Cry New Dawn picks up 17 years after that with the world healing after the nuclear war. And the father is still alive. The main bad guy from Far Cry 5 is still alive between the two games. So this DLC, that's with the father, takes place between the two games. And it explains the change in his mindset, because if you played the games, in Far Cry 5 he was very villainous, he was the main bad guy. And in New Dawn, he's kind of repenting, he feels bad for what he did, he wants to change his ways. There's a big difference between the two. So this DLC explains what happened that changed his mindset. It also explains how his connections are with other characters from the game, mainly his family, and how he became to basically connect with them, how he became the father. Basically, my whole point of this rambling is that if you liked the stories from these games, you're gonna fucking love this DLC. The story in it is really good. It really explains each villain and their mindset and what they do, why they do what they do, their relationships, everything. Any question you have about any of these villains, it's there. One main problem I had with Far Cry 6 is that the game was too easy. You know, just you got your buffs and it was a cakewalk. I didn't die almost in the game. It was just way too easy. So these DLCs are actually harder than the main game. I can see that from already the first 5 minutes. Because you start with nothing, it's a roguelike. So you have to acquire materials and build your character up. Kinda similar to the old Far Cry games actually, now that I think of it. Far Cry 6 just gave you all the stuff. You didn't have to work for it. The wingsuit, the parachute, everything you just got in the game without working for it. Here you actually have to get money to buy these things. You have to build up your character to get skill points and upgrade your weapons. And that helps build the progression of it. Each one of the DLCs is basically has its own little mini area. Yeah, like for example, the Voss one has the island, Rook Island, or at least a part of it. You have to have basically 3 main objectives done, and then the ending is open for you. So for Voss, you have one objective is to fight Citra, the other objective is to fight Jason, and the last objective is to basically secure a special place that he remembers from the game. If you do all these 3, you will get 3 pieces of something that will open the ending for you, and then you go to the final boss fight, and the DLC ends. It sounds like it's small, and actually if you know what you're doing, you can finish it in like 30 minutes. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take you a while. It took me hours. It took me like 5 hours to finish it for the first time. Maybe even more. But I like to take my time, so don't think that's gonna take you 5 hours just like it took me. Maybe it will take you less, I don't know. but I'm a very patient player and I like to take my time, take in the views, so it took me 5 hours, more or less. So basically, you do these 3 objectives, you finish the DLC, and then you get to replay it on a harder difficulty. And every difficulty unlocks new things. More money, harder enemies, more loot, and you can get this loot from the DLC and move it to the main game and use it in the main game. For example, I got a pistol from the Vast DLC that basically auto-aims at enemies, which was cool. I got it from the DLC and I can use it in Far Cry 6. So I like that they connect it to the main game. But most importantly, what it does is that it brings back the good old Far Cry gameplay. Like I said, Far Cry 6 was way too easy for me, so I'm so happy that the DLCs are kinda hard. It means that I actually have to use the tools, earn the tools, fight enemies in unique ways, take over outposts in unique ways. It's different than the main game. The main game was just, like I said, way too easy. And I played back in Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. I had a lot of trouble, like taking over outposts stealthily and stuff like this. So I'm really glad that this is back. You can't just take over a whole outpost blindfolded like in the main game. And I really love that. But the most important thing, in my opinion, that this DLC does is the story. Like I said, it explains a lot, and if you are into the story of the Far Cry games, you're gonna love this DLC. You're gonna love it a lot. Trust me on this. It's, like I said, 50% off, so you can get it cheap right now, and you're really gonna enjoy it. Each one of them takes about 5 hours for me, and all 3 of them together is about 15 hours. So, 15 hours, I think you get your money's worth. Especially because you get some special loot that you can take to the main game. So that's content to the main game itself, which is one of the big bonuses that I think this DLC offers, or this season pass more like it. But this is all I wanted to say about the DLCs for now. I really love them, and if you like Far Cry, you're gonna love these DLCs, and I really hate that people didn't give it a chance that it deserves, because I think Ubisoft really did this one good. Ubisoft gets a lot of bad rap for things that they do a lot of shit, but they don't deserve so much hate. Like, they did this one good. And I really think they do a lot of things good that get overshadowed because people just like to hate on Ubisoft for things that they do. Yeah, sometimes they're shitty, but not all the time. So, if you're on the fence, give this DLC a try. I really think you will enjoy it. And for now, that's all I wanted to say. If you came for Borderlands videos, I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading for a while. There's just not much to talk about, you know? I tried to do the DLC for Hammerlock, but I saw that there wasn't any interest in it. So I think I'm just gonna do videos about topics that I actually like. I don't wanna force myself to do Wonderlands videos because I don't enjoy the game right now. If it gets better, I will do. Don't worry, if it gets better, I will do a lot of Wonderlands videos, but for now, I'm kinda bored of the game, so there's not much to do. So I wanna make videos of the things that I enjoy right now. For a week, I've been playing the Far Cry DLCs and I really been enjoying them, so I thought it might be fun to make a video and I hope you did enjoy it. And if you have Far Cry 6, you should give the DLCs a chance. And if you don't have Far Cry 6, by the way, you should also give that a chance, because it's fun. And if you're interested in any other videos, I made a lot of videos that are not Borderlands lately, they're linked on screen right now, also the Borderlands videos, check those out, thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.